Hello again. So, this is the lecture in which I'll actually start to study the so-called trigonometric functions. So, trig functions are functions, so they should take some input and generate an output. The input that a trig function will take will be an angle. And as we've seen, you can measure angles in terms of radians, degrees, or full revolutions. Depending on how you measure your angle, you'll get functions that are, well, differ by some stretching factor. All focus at all times on thinking in terms of radian measure. And just to recall what radian measure means, if you have a circle, today my circle will be radius 1, and you rotate by an angle and have some arc length s, then this angle itself, the radian measure of it, will be arc length over 1, or just s. So the radian measure of an angle is just what's the arc length of that angle if you happen to put it inside of a circle of radius 1. So there's a recall of angle measure. That's how I'll feed most of my angles. So here are now the descriptions of some functions. Start at the point 1, 0 on the unit circle. That is the circle of radius 1 centered at the origin. So let's see if I can actually draw that. There's a circle centered at the origin. Maybe I'll even put in my coordinate axes. There's the y-axis, there's the x-axis. Start at the point 1, 0. There it is. There's the point 1, 0. Rotate by some angle theta radians, where a positive angle means you rotate counterclockwise and negative angle means you rotate clockwise. So rotate by some angle theta. So start there and end there. You'll now be at some point, x, y. The coordinate of that point, x, y, those are the things that the trig functions are defined in terms of. The cosine of this angle theta is that x coordinate. The sine of this angle theta is that y coordinate. The secant of that angle theta that's illegible. Secant of this angle theta is 1 over x. The cosecant of an angle theta is 1 over y, and I will fill out those lines right below. The tangent of theta is y over x. The cotangent of theta is x over y. And now maybe we'll just specify conditions. So if secant is 1 over x, then it will not be defined if x is equal to 0. But what is x? X is the cosine of theta. So secant isn't defined when cosine is 0 because you would divide by 0. Tangent, similarly, is not defined when x is equal to 0, also known as cosine of theta. Cosecant is undefined when the y-coordinate equals 0, also known as the sine of theta. Cotangent is not defined when y equals 0. So those are the functions that we'll study. And, well, we have these functions. This definition I've given you is totally non-algebraic. So it's going to be really hard to, you can't just algebraically think of these functions and understand them. You have to do some geometry. And let's do that. Let's evaluate this function at some particular angles by doing some geometry. So here's a game. Let's try to compute trig functions at pi over 2. And in order to do that, let's follow the instructions in question. Start at the point 1 comma 0. Rotate forward by pi over 2 radians. Now remember, pi over 2 radians is a right angle. There's a right angle. So I'm going to rotate forward that much. That will land me at some point. Oh, but I know exactly what that point is. It's right on the y-axis. So it's got to be 0 comma something, and it's got to have a radius. It's got to have distance 1 from the origin, because this is a circle of radius 1. So that'll be the point 0, 1. So if you start at the origin, rotate an angle pi over 2, then where do you land? You land at the point with x equal to 0, y equal to 1. Oh, but the trig functions are just defined in terms of those x's and y's. So that means that the cosine of pi over 2, that's the x-coordinate, that must be 0. The sine is the y-coordinate, so that's 1. Tangent is y over x, so that would want to be 1 over 0, but you can't divide by 0, so this is undefined. The secant of pi over 2, well, secant is 1 over the x-coordinate. That would also be 1 over 0, again, undefined. Cosecant is 1 over the y-coordinate, so that would be 1 over y is 1, equals 1. Cotangent is x over y. That's just 0. So there, we can completely compute all of the trig functions, at least when the input is pi over 2. That's not nothing. That means that, well, if you want to graph these things, you at least know what y-coordinate should correspond to an x-coordinate of pi over 2. Neat. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to pause this video right now and go and fill in this page of the notes. Rotate by an angle of pi radians, rotate by an angle of pi over 4 radians, given that a rotation by an angle of pi over 4 results in root 2 over 2 comma root 2 over 2. That'll be discussed in the next note packet. Use that information to compute all the trig functions. I'm going to pause and fill in this table, and then I'll describe it really quickly in words. Okay, so starting with the first one. If you rotate, start at the point 1 comma 0, rotate by an angle of pi radians, so that's half of a full revolution. So that angle right there is pi radians. Well, if you start at 1, 0 and go a half revolution, you get to the point negative 1, 0. So you're at the point negative 1, 0, so x is negative 1. So that means cosine of pi is the x-coordinate is negative 1. Sine of pi is the y-coordinate, which is 0. Tangent is y over x, 0. Secant is 1 over x, negative 1. Cosecant is 1 over y is 0, so that's 1 over 0, undefined. Cotangent is x over y, is negative 1 over 0, also undefined. Cool. This next one, maybe I'll talk through as I do. So let's try to compute trig functions at an angle of pi over 4 radians. So in this picture, this angle is pi over 4 radians. And when you rotate by it, you land at the point root 2 over 2 comma root 2 over 2. We'll explain why that's the case next time. So cosine will be the x-coordinate, which, hey, we're given the x-coordinate, it's root 2 over 2. Sine is the y-coordinate. That is also root 2 over 2, but it's a different root 2 over 2, right? It's because this is root 2 over 2. Tangent is y divided by x, so that is root 2 over 2 over root 2 over 2. And on the one hand, you can look at that and say, oh, it's the exact same thing in the numerator and the denominator. A thing divided by itself is always 1. So this will be 1. And if you stop there, that's great. If you didn't notice that because you happen to just be a machine, you would instead say, well, I see a fraction divided by a fraction. So to do that, I will take the numerator. Color coding, I guess, would be nice. There's the numerator. And divide by the denominator. So that means I should multiply by the reciprocal of the thing on the bottom of the fraction, times 2 over root 2. And now you see the cancellation happen. 2 divided by 2 cancels, those cancel, and so you're left with just 1. Secant of pi over 4 is 1 over the x-coordinate, so that'll be 1 over root 2 over 2. Carrying on, that should then be 1 multiplied by the reciprocal of root 2 over 2. So that will be 1 times doesn't change anything, so it's just 2 over root 2. Now, on the one hand, that's a correct answer, but it's not maximally simplified. Whenever you see something like this, you should arrange so that there's no square root in the denominator. You should rationalize the denominator in order to simplify. So let's do that. So to get something rational in the denominator, let's multiply the denominator by root 2. But the only way you can multiply the denominator by something without changing what the total is if you also multiply the numerator. So this will now, you will wind up with 2 root 2 divided by the square root of 2 times the square root of 2. So that'll be the square root of 2 squared. Square root of 2 squared is just 2. So you'll have 2 root 2 all over 2. Cosecant of pi over 4, that will be 1 over the y-coordinate. The y-coordinate is root 2 over 2, so that'll be 1 over root 2 over 2. And on the one hand, we could do like the exact same walk again, but we've just computed what literally 1 over root 2 over 2 is. It's 2. Cotangent of pi over 4 is x over y. So that'll be x is root 2 over 2 divided by y is root 2 over 2. Again, we see the exact same thing in the numerator and denominator. In fact, we see the exact same thing as we saw when we computed tangent of pi over 4. And we could just remember what that was. That was 1. So there are all the trig functions at an angle of pi over 4. Cool. So here's the next thing that I want to do, and I think filling in this table will be the last thing that I'll do in this particular video. Let's fill out this table describing what the trig functions are at some particular reference angles. An angle of 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, 2 pi. And let's see, pi over 2 we've already done, right? Pi over 2 is on the first page. So let's just remember what was on the first page and fill in those spaces. Cosine of pi over 2 was 0, sine of pi over 2 was 1, tangent was undefined. Secant was 1 over cosine, was undefined. Cosecant was 1 over sine, was 1. Cotangent is cosine over cosine, is 0. Similarly, when we plugged in pi, we got cosine equal to negative 1, sine equal to 0, tangent equal to sine over cosine is 0, secant equal to 1 over the x-coordinate, negative 1, cosecant equal to 1 over the y-coordinate, undefined. Cotangent, similarly, undefined. So let's keep on going from there. And maybe we'll even start at 0. So somehow 0 will be the easiest one to compute, but maybe the hardest because you need to figure out what doing nothing means. So let's try to compute trig functions at an angle of 0. So there's my unit circle. And let's just go through the instructions that are how you compute trig functions at 0. So to compute a trig function at an angle of 0, you will start at 1, 0. You will rotate by an angle of 0 radians, so you will do nothing. You will stay at that point. Then you'll ask where you land. Well, you rotate by an angle of 0, you land right where you started. You didn't go anywhere. You're still at the point 1, 0. So cosine is the x-coordinate, is 1. Sine is the y-coordinate, is 0. Tangent is y over x, is 0. Secant is 1 over x, is 1. Cosecant is 1 over y, is undefined. Cotangent is y over x, is also undefined. Nice. If we rotate by an angle of 3 pi over 2, well, let's see, each pi over 2 is a quarter of a full revolution. So there's 1 pi over 2, 2 pi over 2, 3 pi over 2. So if you start at 1, 0 and rotate by an angle of 3 pi over 2, you wind up down there. So this whole angle totals 3 pi over 2. Oh, well, that's easy to see where that is. That's the point on the negative y-axis that's on the unit circle. So that's an x-coordinate of 0, a y-coordinate of negative 1. So cosine is 0, sine is negative 1. Yeah, this golden color I think will be okay. Tangent is y over x, undefined. Secant is 1 over x, is undefined. Cosecant is 1 over the y-coordinate, so that's 1 divided by negative 1 is negative 1. Cotangent is the x-coordinate divided by the y-coordinate, that's 0 over negative 1, is 0. If you rotate by an angle of 2 pi, well, how many radians are there in a full revolution? Well, 2 pi radians. So if you want to understand trig functions at an angle of 2 pi, you'll start at the point 1, 0. You'll rotate 1 full revolution. There it is. There's 1 full revolution. That's 2 pi radians. So if you start at 1, 0, and you walk all the way around the circle, you come back to where you started, you're at the point 1, 0. Oh, wait, so that means the x-coordinate is 1, the y-coordinate 0. Cosine is the x-coordinate is 1. Sine, the y-coordinate is 0. Tangent is 0. Secant is 1. Cosecant is undefined. Cotangent is undefined. Nice. So I think maybe I'll close this particular video before going on to the next thing. There's another way of interpreting tangent anyway. There are other ways of interpreting all of the trig functions. They all have geometric meaning, but tangent has one in particular. So let's take a quick... So this is something tangential, appropriately enough, talking about tangent. A geometric meaning to the tangent of an angle. So let's draw our coordinate axes. There's the unit circle. We'll start at the point 1, 0. Let's rotate forward by some angle theta. I don't know how big the angle is, so I can't draw necessarily an honest picture, but there it is. You land at some point x, y. So let's focus in on this line. What's the slope of that line? Well, the slope of that line is change in y over change in x. So this is a line from the point 0, 0 to some point x, y. So the change in y is y minus 0. Change in x is x minus 0. That's y over x. But if you recall, the definition of tangent of theta is the y-coordinate divided by the x-coordinate. That's exactly tangent of theta. So here's a takeaway. The tangent of theta is the same as the slope of the line from the origin. Well, the slope of a line given its angle of displacement. And that'll be useful once we start doing some applications. If you have something that you need to compute, where you need to compute a slope, the slope is the tangent of theta. Okay, neat. So I'll stop there. We'll pick up this video in the next, we'll pick up this lecture in the next video. Groovy.